I just saw one of these 63 Corvette 427 hoods on eBay. It sold for $1,500. I didn't know they were that rare. This one's perfect. I just had no clue they had that much value to them. So let's cut it up. No turning back now, baby. Man, that is hard to beat. We are back on the beautiful 1963 Corvette. I have so much stuff I want to get done on this. I want to finish getting my door hinges made. I took a custom set of door hinges, made them suicide style, and then kind of reworked them to work on the Vette. And I had a laundry list of things I was trying to get done in the last video. I spent 3 days making that work. And here's the funny thing, I'm still going to adjust it. I think I can make it work better after I look at some videos. I think it needs to go back a little bit that way. So, I want to get that done. We're going to cut my hood because the twin turbo is sticking out of the top. So we need to cut our hood up, raise it about 1 inch. Also, 10 other things I want to get done, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I want to get these damn doors done. I also have glue so that I can glue the door skins on. I also want to put some reinforcements in there. I kind of want to do I think they call them a crash bar. It's essentially like a roll cage inside your door. I want to do that as well. So I've just said I want to do 5 different things. I understand that sounds crazy. Another thing I want to do is get the roll cage in. And if you haven't been watching this, I'm actually doing a budget build 63 Vette. Now, I know that sounds crazy. What are you talking about, a budget build? That's impossible. This is a fiberglass body from the beautiful people at US Body and Star Creations. They sent it to me so that I could, have some fun with it. So I'm in it for $0. And then engine, transmission, rear end, everything came out of my 1981 Camaro that I built. Me and Pole Barn Garage, we're gonna do a roundy round dirt race with it. I put a roll cage in it. The engine was already built, has a real nice built transmission, all that stuff. The race never worked out because this Camaro was a piece of junk, and I cut every single thing out of that car that was reusable. I have the roll cage, have all the roll cage bars, engine, transmission, and then the twin turbos was the cheapest eBay kit I could find, and I made the headers, just made everything from scratch. I don't have a number yet, but I am in this thing for very little. Even the suicide hinges, those were like the cheapest eBay $70 set you can buy. It's probably why I'm having so much trouble with them, but it's actually a really tight budget build. I think by the end of this video, I'll add it all up and see exactly where I'm at. Now, granted, I had a company send me a body, which that's not very budget friendly, but it happened. Same thing, Ace's EFI sent me basically the entire top end, intake, distributor, all that good stuff for it. So we have EFI, fuel pump, big injectors, just all the good stuff. I had this thing running, I think 2 videos ago. Sounds amazing. Still needs some tuning. Still needs a bunch of stuff hooked up, but we're not worrying about any of that right now. I'm already getting ahead of myself. Let's start messing with these doors, and then I want to do the floor, and I want to brace the doors, and I want to glue the doors, and I want to glue the... Okay, all right. Getting ahead of myself already. Let's cut some shit. So I went ahead and spent entirely too much time on this. The good news is this baby is working 10 times better than it was. So this door is very long. Where the hinge is kind of a funky spot compared to like a normal truck or just another car. And the end of my door is here, and I have like 3 inches I need to get the hinge over more because of this weird, just the way the angle is on a Corvette door. This might not make sense to anybody, but I promise it's relevant. So I had my plate right here, working fine. It was really strong. I saw ones online that were like that, seemed okay. Well, I realized the ones online that were closer to the middle, they had a longer arm on the hinge. The closer the end of your hinge is, the more the door can come out when it opens. So Before I had it working, but it would kind of catch this edge every now and then. And that was without the skin on, that was just this. And then the skin is gonna add another, you know, ½ inch, because this is real thick fiberglass. So I was worried I was gonna get it all done and not make it work. So I cut this off, sunk it in like 2 inches. This thing swings out, it's 2 inches away from the body now. Really, really good, very happy. The only reason I'm not showing you that right now is because I wanted to get this fully welded, and then I can put the door back on for the last time, and then we're gonna make our crash bar real quick, and then we can basically glue this thing back together. Since this is fiberglass and I'm gonna have a door panel in here, if it was metal, I would wait to put the skin on if we wanna do windows, if we wanna do whatever, but this is gonna be really easy to work with, even with the skin on, because most likely this is gonna get cut out anyway, so that I can kind of move stuff, make my door panel fit, adjusting the door, all that fun stuff. So, let's weld some shit, and then I'll show you how she's swinging now. I am very happy to say the least, and I lost my welder. Oh, I'm sitting on it. That's why. That'll do it. Perfect! Oh, that is so much better than it was before. Wow. This door has no structure in it. It didn't anyway, but it definitely didn't after we cut that. So we got a little bit of a wiggle, but we can fix that in fiberglass. Oh my God, I spent way too much time on that again. I gotta run over to the other shop to get my roll cage stuff, and then we're gonna come in here. I wanna get a bar in. If I get one bar, either from that corner to this corner or vice versa, that'll really give me some strength, or maybe do like a Y or an X. A full X might work too. So let's go do that real quick. Sweet, we gotta run over there to the shop and then we'll come right back. All right, I got some sheet metal, got some tubing, got all kinds of stuff. Basically, what I wanna do now is make my crash bars, or basically door structure. I don't need to make this out of roll cage tubing. I still don't know if I'm going to. I might just make it out of regular tubing. I also don't know what my design is yet, but what I want to do before I do anything is get some sheet metal formed up so that I can, what I'm going to do first is bolt it in, and then just like that plate on the door, like I said, don't know what I'm going to use that. Once I get the bars in there, I can weld them in there and then pull it all out in one piece, take the bolts out, glue the living shit out of everything, and then bolt it all back up. Tighten up my bolts just like I'm going to do on that plate, and everything will be glued, and then we can do the door skin. I'm going to do the door skin at the same time that I do the back window, and then the goal is to do the other door and the hood all together. Don't know if I'm going to get all that done in this video, but boy, we're going to sure give it hell. So what I'm going to do right now is cut some sheet metal. This piece will be super easy. This is just a bend. This is just a bend. That's pretty much just a flat piece. This, however, is going to take some shaping. I don't want it just there. I kind of want it to wrap around this edge to hold this whole corner, because this will be a real good structure point. And then since we'll have our door latch here, I want this to be pretty strong, so I'll probably put another piece here. Since I'm putting tubing in here, I don't need to get crazy thick with the plate. I might put a thick plate right here, but as far as like these pieces, they can be 16 gauge sheet metal. No big deal, because we're going to weld to them, and then the glue is what's going to hold everything. But the first piece I'm going to work on, since all these are simple and flat, is we're going to do some metal shaping for this funky little guy right here. So let's do that. And then I'm going to probably call it a day for today, and then we'll be back. One really nice thing about these pieces, even though it's going to be some metal shaping, this isn't like going to be seen or get painted. So we just need some rough metal shaping, clean it up, make it nice, and then get it ready for glue. Also, my body hammers are apparently at the other shop. All right, I'm gonna go hit this on the shrinker stretcher, and then we can get some real shape in it. That's pretty damn good right there. Oh, stop fighting. I know it's the middle of the night, we're both tired, but come on. Be shitty, clamp. There we go. Right there is where you need to be. Ooh, that looks really good. There you go. Now that whole corner is reinforced. That is 10 times stronger than just putting a piece there. It's not the end of the world if you did, but I just like more material for glue to grab, all that good shit. And like I said, the other ones, we don't have to wrap them around the corners because I got a lot bigger footprint. This right here is only 2 inches. That down there is 6, and then up here is 10. So a lot more room. But yeah, came out pretty good too. Considering it doesn't need painted, you don't have to get too cute with it. All right, I am done for the night. That came out pretty damn good. Very happy with that. I always start on the hardest one first. That was by far the hardest. These here will take about 5 minutes each. So super stoked with the door. Oh, it's so nice. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. This was a very long day. I worked super late until the wee hours of the morning the other day, and everybody was giving me shit. And I didn't mean to do it again, but 8:34. Yeah, you know, a lot of guys are worried about it. A lot of people are worried about it. It's like, Casey, you got to prioritize your sleep. I only do this a couple times a week, and I will sleep for 12 hours today. Well, not 12 hours, but I'll sleep late. My wife is great about that. She knows when I work stupid hours, she lets me sleep a lot. So we'll be back tomorrow, baby.
The next day.
We're back, baby. Time to get this door done. I got a lot of shit to do today. I got this piece all buttoned up and bolted in. Fortunately, I could only find like 3-inch bolts, which is real stupid because I only needed to sandwich the piece together, so I need to be about 1/2 inch. But that's okay, they're coming out anyway after we glue it. I am going to continue to get my sheet metal here, sheet metal there, and then 1/4 inch plate right here, because that's where I plan on putting the door striker. A lot of work to do. Look at this friggin' mess, by the way. Holy crap. A lot of work to do and not much time. So naturally, we are running around like a chicken with our head cut off. Let's get to work, baby. I tell you what, after this week, if I don't have to work with giant 1/4 inch plate for another year, it will still be too soon. It just takes forever. Every single cut, you got a plasma cut. Then you got to grind all the scale off. It's a mess. Now we got to find our giant 15-inch long bolts. There we go. Okay. Okay. Cool. That actually doesn't look bad. That is plenty of meat for the striker, and then we need to do something to connect the pieces, but we gotta do a lot more work, so let's keep going. All right, bracing is all done. I got 3 of these made and then went to shut the door and the door wouldn't shut. And I was like, oh, the bolts are too long. Let me cut the bolts. The door would shut, but it was really out of whack. And I was going, what the hell's going on? Well, I realized I didn't have the jack under the suspension in the front because I was trying to lift it up so I could get off the ground. My knees were killing me the other day. Even though I wear knee pads, just sitting on your knees for like 8 hours straight hurt like hell. So I was like, I need to get it off the ground. My dumbass didn't put it on the suspension, so the body was in a bind. And then I built the braces to the door with it in a bind. So the door was just, I mean, it was off like 4 inches at the top. It just looked wobbly. I was going, what the hell? So I took all the braces off. Then I realized I didn't have it under the suspension. Changed my jacks around, shut the door right, and then put the braces back on. And basically all I had to do was oblong a couple holes, and now it's fitting perfect. But just to make it 100% perfect, I'm going to clamp this. See how I still got a little bit there? That's actually not the braces. That's just the door. The door has that much play in it because it doesn't have much structure being a fiberglass door. So I'm going to probably run a couple self-tappers in it so I know it's perfect. And then we'll put our braces in. And then we should be able to start on the hood and the split window part and get some glue on here, hopefully in the next hour or two. But who knows? Let's get to work. I don't know if I'm gonna run glass in this. Side window, door glass. Holy shit. Side window, door glass. But what I don't want to do is when I make the frame, make it impossible to even have that as an option. So we got to put some curve in this to get it out of the way of the potential glass we might run. That should be perfect. That's why I built this stupid thing, to have a little step in it for stuff like this. Also, I was at a junkyard one time taking scrap, and there was this giant just cinder. I don't even know what it was. Just the biggest round solid piece of steel I've ever seen. I said, that's perfect. I use this all the time to bend curves and stuff. And then I use this like an anvil, even though I have a real anvil next to it. Very good little stupid setup. I've probably had that a decade now and used the shit out of it. All right, door bracing is done. Open and closing, very, very nice. I need to break all that down to glue it, but we're not doing that yet. I need to get this fitting a little bit better. It does not fit great, kind of moves around a little bit. This lip is way too big. You could technically keep that and then fiberglass it in, but I'd rather have it really close to the edge. That way you don't have to cake it on across this whole roof to make it fit. So I'm gonna trim that down and then sand it so it fits a little bit better on both. And then after that's done, we'll move on to the hood. Let's go. I got this fitting very well, super smooth. This little transition now is about 1/8 of an inch, so that'll be super easy to mold in. Love it. Ready for glue, ready for glue. Let's cut the shit out of you, baby. I just saw one of these 63 Corvette 427 hoods on eBay. It sold for $1,500. I didn't know they were that rare. This one's perfect. This one's basically brand new, OEM, brand new, but looks great. I just had no clue they had that much value to them. So let's cut it up. No turning back now, baby. All right, hood is cut. And really, before I can even figure out how much I'm gonna raise everything, I need to brace this hood up. This fiberglass doesn't have much strength in it anyway, and any strength it had, I cut out. There is a giant brace that runs in here. I thought it was all the way at the front, and then I started cutting it and realized it's right here, and the bracing that I built on it is underneath that hood brace. So it sits right on it. I got about a 1/4 inch play in there. So what I'm gonna do for the front is put a piece of 1/4 inch plate on the hood to kind of strengthen all that up. And then here in the back, get out of there. Here in the back, I can just do, you know, like a piece of square tubing. You can see the bracing right there. It's real thick. It almost looks like a factory brace. It's just made of fiberglass instead. And what I'm gonna do with that is run like a piece of square tubing all the way across. And since it's fiberglass, I'm gonna have to bolt that in somehow, and then we will glue that whenever we start gluing everything. I really wanted to glue everything at once. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna get that other door done. This took way too long. Granted, I've learned a lot on this one, so that one's gonna be faster, but I don't think there's any way that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna focus on getting the hood done, see where we're at for time. If I can start on the passenger door, that would be great, but I mean, I was 3 days on that stupid thing, and then it was done, and then I spent another day making sure everything was good, and then a half a day making the bracing in there. Good news is, I kept almost 2 full inches here for if we do decide to do glass. So we got some room there. Don't know if I'm gonna bother with that right now, but it'll be easy to add to if I want later, because once this is all glued, I can cut this out and essentially a door panel will cover all that anyway. So we're good there. We're gonna focus on the hood. I need to get these bracings done, and then we're gonna figure out, I thought that I could actually slide that back a little bit and then get out of the way of that, but that's not gonna work at all for the front. So we're gonna have to raise the whole thing, because once this is on there, it's gonna be up like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and that would just look really stupid if this was higher than that. So we'll raise the whole thing. I'm gonna hopefully kind of taper it so it goes up and then kind of flattens out, because if I just go that angle all the way up, it'll be up 8 inches in the back, and we're not doing all that. So let's get some bracing in this damn hood, and then yeah, we'll make some sheet metal to hold it, and then we can start gluing some shit. But how am I gonna do this exactly? I've already forgot. I don't know. Let's cut some shit. All right, I got a little temporary brace in here, just 1/2 inch square tubing. I needed that back here because I was worried whenever I moved the hood to start making the real braces, it would just kind of widen on me or change the shape or something. The front is still held together by that front brace, so I'm good there. I don't have anything in the back. And whenever I tried to pick it up earlier, it was just like a freaking octopus, just wanted to fly all over the place. So that should make it okay to lift, but we're gonna find out right now. Hoping she's still gonna be wobbly, but I'm hoping nothing moves or comes off. Oh no, we're good, okay. So now I know I'm gonna leave that in even though it's not staying. I'm gonna leave that in when I make all my other stuff, and then I know whenever it's done and back on the car, shapes will all work. Ooh, take it easy, take it easy. Ooh, just tripped on the jack. There we go, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now we can figure out what the hell we're gonna do here. All right, so here's the underside of it. I didn't realize this brace ran all the way across. For some reason, I thought it stopped here. I knew it stopped in the back, and I thought it stopped in the front, but it doesn't. It also stops in the middle. I don't love that. I kind of want to put a piece there as well, just in case. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut plate. I got this thick-ass 1/4 inch plate. I'm gonna run a piece of plate all the way across here in the front, and that should give it some strength. I might put a piece of square tubing with it because that'll really strengthen it up. The 1/4 inch plate shouldn't flex, but it might flex a little bit, and I don't want it to change our shape very much. So I'll probably put the plate up there and then double check before we do anything. And then in the back, we're gonna do a combination of square tubing and plate. I can put a piece of square tubing right across here somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do that just yet. Maybe notch this out and then have a piece of square tubing go across here, and then maybe plate up here on top of it, have it all in one piece. This is my little temporary piece. It's not going to stay, but I mean, maybe if I put plate over the top, maybe I could incorporate that. We got to fire the plasma cutter. After this video, if I don't have to touch anything fiberglass or plate steel for a month, I'm going to be so happy, because it's just takes forever. Strong as hell, looks good, and you know, I'm playing with a 63 vet body that isn't 100 grand. I said on one of my earlier videos, originally I was gonna put a stock dash in this, so I was looking at 63 vet parts. I've bought some here or there. I think I have a grill, I think I have tail lights. This grill, used, beat up, crap, I think I paid 200 bucks for. There was a dash, like semi-dash firewall set up on eBay, and the guy was asking 3 grand, and I was like, this guy's an idiot, he's just pricing it out of his mind. It sold 2 days later, so I was like, there's no way I'm gonna have one of those dashes in it, so we're gonna do a custom dash whenever that comes time. But yeah, they are expensive, and that's why fiberglass kit car is the way to go. I have a hard time calling them kit cars when they are a 1-to-1 to a stock car. Usually kit cars, you know, like the specs are off a little bit. It's hard. Like usually a fender will be 4 inches longer or something wonky. These are nice because you can just bolt up stock parts straight to it. There was a pair of stock doors on Facebook when I first got this. I almost bought them. They were 800 bucks, and I was like, yeah, that's too much. If I would have known than what I know now, I would have bought those in a heartbeat because they sell for thousands of dollars sometimes. So probably should have snatched those up, but we're way past that point. Let's cut some shit. Oh, we really overdid it on this. The Casey way. Way too much bracing. Overkill on top of overkill. 3 hours worth. There's no need. There's no need. Haven't even started on the sheet metal work. But we are done. Oh my God, it's so much better. Nothing wiggles, nothing moves. I'm worried that the bolts I put in are gonna mess it up when I put it back on, but let's see real quick. Let me move you. I really gotta get moving here. It's getting late. Oh shit. All right. Oh, this is so much better than it was. So much heavier now too. Everything should still fit though. Oh God. It does, but I gotta move that back bar. I just realized. Dang it. That's gotta go forward a 1/2 inch. Oh, never mind. I take that back. I can cut the fiberglass because I don't need that anymore because my hood doesn't sit there anymore. Okay, cool. Let me cut that real quick and then we'll sit her back on there. Oh, shit. Sweet. That's an easy fix, hopefully. Wait, it fits perfect. There we go. All right, now. All right, I think we need to cut this lip off. We need to cut that lip off the top and then figure out how much we need to raise it. This, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some spacers underneath it so I can get a good measurement. Let's do that real fast. All right, I got this sitting how I want it to look and everything is clearing. It's 1.5 inches raised. And then that, I'm changing the angle just a little bit. I kind of wanted to have the whole thing come up, and I can do that later. What I mean by that is have the whole thing raised like that, going down to the front. Probably look better, but I can do that in metal later if I have to. For now, what I need to do is get some sheet metal pieces out here holding it up. Then we can take the hood off, put sheet metal pieces on the inside and glue it. So yeah, let's do that. We gotta get moving too. It's getting late. Okay. This is actually sitting on its own now. I got sheet metal holding it up. Trying to think how I can do this. I think I need to glue these pieces first, wait a couple days, and then glue the bracing in the bottom. Because the goal is, once I have the metal pieces glued, I can do the fiberglass in here and kind of fill this in with some metal. The metal's the strength, but I don't need the whole piece to be metal. I need to put, fiberglass over it. Also, I can do fiberglass from the top side to make it blend in better. So basically, we're ready for glue. I can glue these pieces, glue the back piece, and then glue the door. So we gotta break the door down though, which sucks. Now the goal is to try and not take every single piece off and glue it. I'd like to take a couple pieces off here and there, glue it, put them back, and then vice versa. Because I think if I take everything off, even on that, if I take everything off and then just try and put it all back and glue it, I think it'll just get out of whack. Right now, everything sits perfect. Yeah, let's start playing with it and see what we can come up with. Finally time for some glue. Taking a damn week. Now, the first glob you get out of this, you want to burn because it's not fully mixed, I think it said. It looks fully mixed. It's definitely fully mixed. 3M wants you to do this because this shit's like $80 a tube. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I got my surfaces all prepped. I got the door all prepped too. Got it cleaned up, and I'm gonna, oh God, it's leaking. I'm gonna really glob this shit on. I bet I should get something to mix this on this a little bit better. Nope, don't. Do not fall on the ground. Do not fall on the ground, please. Shit. Hey, that'll work. A random rusty piece of metal. Ooh. Oh, this shit stinks. It smells like it smells like epoxy and JB Weld. Now, let's put a little bit on here too. All right, now the goal is to put this on without getting shit all over me, which is probably impossible. I'm gonna put a little bit more up around the edge. Oh shit, stop moving, shit. I used way too much here. This is ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna get this lined up and then we are going to tighten these bolts and I bet this shit goes everywhere. All right. Everything is lined back up. Looks perfect, luckily. Now it's time. Tighten them up and the glue's gonna get everywhere. I already know it. Oh, God. Oh, it's everywhere. We did good on coverage. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's not going anywhere. I can start taking this off and get it glued. And then we can put the door skin on. All right, I got all the bolts out. In theory, it should come right out. Oh, no, we're good. Yes! Okay. I gotta get these surfaces prepped real quick and then we're gluing again. All right, door frame is glued. I went ahead and pre-fit my door skin with a couple screws so I know my body lines are good. I also got it all prepped, ready for glue. And then my back piece is ready for glue too. It is way too late, so we are gonna move fast. Let's go. I'm gonna glue the door on time lapse. I'll glue that back piece by myself. I'm gonna do the door on time lapse because it's gonna be a giant pain in the ass and I think it's gonna take a while. So yeah, let's go. The door is glued. I got 20 friggin' clamps on it. It's time to do the back window. I just cut the living shit out of my finger. I ran a drill bit through it, so that's fun. It does not feel good. So we're moving very quick now. Also, it's way later than it should be. I feel like I say that every video now. This is already cleaned up, so we're good there. I don't have any clamps left, but I should be okay with the screws I used. I'm gonna put a lot on this one, even more so than the others, because this has stress on it, especially if the body flexes. Now, we'll end up bracing the shit out of the body, but it still could flex. This shit has gotten everywhere, by the way. I'm wearing more of it than I care to admit. When I was clamping the door, I got a giant chunk on my arm, and I bet that isn't gonna come off very easy. Now, oh God, it's all over my hands. I left all my rubber gloves at the other shop because I took apart the motor on the Mercury. Oh, I glued over my reference marks. That sucks. Nope, there it is. Funny enough, I kind of want more right there. I'd rather have more and then have to grind it off than not have enough. Okay, that's more than enough. Oh, I'm already bleeding through this one too. Son of a bitch. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sweet. All right. I am done. It is already way too late, but I'll come down here tomorrow, take the clamps off. We'll see how they look. Man, that is hard to beat. I wasn't sure about the suicide doors at first, but now I really like it. Oof. bagged 63 Vet laying on the ground, twin turbo V8, custom everything, suicide doors, and of course, split window. Oh, it looks so good. Man, I really like this car. Even though I'm really tired of being itchy from fiberglass, it's still maybe the coolest thing ever. Damn, that's hard to beat. I am so happy. I really wanted to get the other door done, but there's just no way because we braced everything so much. But, yeah. Oh, as pissed off as I've been the last week working on this thing, once you take all the clamps off, get everything glued, and kind of step back, oh, it's hard to beat. Damn, I love it so much. Boy, she looks good. Whew. All right, I got to get this video up. It's currently, I think, 3 p.m. Day of upload, which is never good. But hey, sometimes you got to work a lot of hours and get some cool shit done. I can't stop looking at it. If you aren't subscribed, please hit that button now. It helps the channel grow more than you would imagine. Thank you very much for watching. Coolest merchandise on the planet. Go to Casey'sCustoms.com. Please like, share, comment, all the good shit they tell you in the end videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace. I love you. Toothless Customs out. Next video is going to be on the Suburban. I got to do some touch-up paint, and I don't know if you can touch up tractor paint, so that's kind of going to be the next thing. I've read where if you sand it and apply another coat, it'll just eat itself off because it's, you know, kind of a funky, cheap paint. So we're going to find that out. I need to repaint a couple doors, and yeah, we'll be back on that for Friday's video. All right, I got to get this damn thing uploaded. Peace, love ya. Toothless Customs out.